Hi, welcome back. In this class, we learn about some basics of list objects. Lists are comma separated items enclosed in square brackets. Lists are zero base indexed objects, and lists are mutable objects, means we can change the contents of a list. In Python, only lists and dictionaries are mutable. Rest of all objects are immutable objects. Next, lists are nestable, means we can have lists inside a list. And they are sliceable, means we can cut a slice out of a list object. Let us see all these with some examples. Let us create a list x equal to, we have to use square brackets. I say 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Here is a list. If we print this list, that is the list we created. X is a list, and if you see the type of X, it will say a list. And also there is the function, the Python function len, to find the length of a list. Just like in strings, the same function we can use it for a list also. We can say length of x, it will give you 5 because there are 5 items in the list. We can access list items by using index. We can say x of 0 means that is the first item, it will give you 1. Similarly, if you say x of 4, it will give you 5. Suppose if you say some x of 10, which is not which is out of range, you'll get the same error we saw in strings. The list index is out of range. And also we can create a bigger list. We can say x plus x, means we can add we can double the list. If you see now, x will be 1 2 3 4 5 and 1 2 3 4 5. And if you see, the length of x will be 10. And also there is a negative indexing. Also, as we saw in strings, we can also use in list objects. We can say x of -1 will give you 5, means this 5. And if we say x of -4 will give you 2, means this is the starts the index. The negative indexes starts from right side and the positive indexes from left, and the index -1 starts from here, from the right side, whereas the index 0 will start from here, from the left side. So here the -1, -2, -3 and -4, that's why we got it 2. And because list objects are mutable, we can change the values of the contents of a list. Let us see what is the list now. List is that is a list. So we can say x of 0. Let us take the first. Let us change it to. Let us put it to 10. And see now x now. The first item has changed to 10. This is only because list objects are mutable objects, whereas this we cannot do in strings. We cannot do in tuples. This is only possible only in list objects and dictionaries. And then now let us see what is slicing. Our list is this is our list, and we can say by using slicing we can get a range of we can pass a range and can get the contents of the list. We can start. Let us start with the 0 and colon, and 4. Let us suppose say 4. Then let us see what we get. We get a small subset sublist starting from 0, 0, 1, 2 and 3. It gives up to 4 but not including 4, index 4. So this is index 0, 1, 2 and 3. The 5 is not included because we asked for only from 0 to index 0 to 4. So these are the up to 4. Always remember that whenever you are passing a end index, that will not be included, only up to 4. Suppose if you ask another one, let us say ask 4 and 8. Let us see what we get. We get 5, 1, 2. This is what we got, 5, 1, 2, 3. And because 4, 0, 1, 2, 3 starts from 4, this is a starting index. 4, 5, 6 and 7. 8 is not included, up to 7. Up to 8 but not including 8. So that is how the slicing works. And also we can assign, if you want, you can assign to another, you can create another list by using this slice. We can say x of 4 colon 8. That will create another list. This is if you say the list, if you say the type of y, it will be a list and the contents will be the 5, 1, 2, 3. And let us see some arithmetic, how to do some arithmetic on the list. Let us create a simple list. A simple list with 4 items, 1, 2, 3, 4. We can say a equal to a plus, and we'll take the item with the index 3 and add it 1. We are adding one more item here by using this list. We are taking a's of 3 means 0, 1, 0, 1, 2 and 3. We are taking these 4 and adding 1 means we will get 5. So let us see what we get here. Let us print this one. See, we got a list. This is the original list 1, 2, 3, 4, and we added one more item, that is 5. Some arithmetic on using list objects. Also, we can clear a list by just assigning to an empty list. If we execute this one, all the contents will be gone. If you say if you say a, it is a list but it's an empty list. You can find the type of a and also the length of a. That will give you the type is list and the contents are 0 number. And let us see something called sequence unpacking. Let us create that another list x 1, 2, 3 and 4. It's a small list 1, 2, 3, 4. We want to use this list to assign some variables. We can do in one shot b, c and d, 4 variables, and we can just say x. That is all the contents will be assigned to these variables. And if we execute this one, and if we see what it is, a, b, c and d, it will give you the numbers. Or if you say just say a is assigned the first one, b the next one, and the c. So this is called a sequence unpacking. We are unpacking this. The x is a sequence is a list, List is a sequence of numbers here, and we are assigning all these values. This could be, this could be some strings, some names or something. And finally, let us revisit the range function. We saw this function previously, but I just want to revisit this one. You know this function, range function, and we can pass three parameters: start, stop, and step. We can pass three parameters. Suppose if you pass only one parameter, let us say we can the range function will return a list object. If I say x equal to range 10, let us see what we get. If we print x, it says as a range object, and we can also list x will return the list. This is the list, and also we can assign this list to, let us say, x1, and print x1. So that is the one. Here we are passing only one parameter. When you pass only one parameter, is taken as a stop. In this case, the start defaults to 0, and the step defaults to 1. When you pass only one parameter, it is taken that parameter as a stop, and the start parameter is defaults to 0, and the step defaults to 1. Because the stop is at 10, it's just stopped at 10, but 10 is not included. It starts from 0 because the start is 0, starts from 0 and stops at 9 because there is a stop at 10. Similarly, if you pass, suppose if you pass, let us create another one. Let me copy this whole thing. Let us use the same variables. Let us pass two parameters. I'll pass 5 and let us say 20. In this case, the start is given. We are passing two parameters, and the first parameter is taken as a start, and the second parameter is taken as a stop. So only the step is the default, step defaults to 1. And if you execute this, the whole thing, this is what the sequence you get. It starts with 5, and because the step is 1, it goes to 6, 7, 8, and 9, and all that. And it stops at 20, but 20 is not included. It comes up to 19. This is the sequence you get. And let us see, let us pass all the three parameters. Let me copy this one. Okay. Here, let us step by 2 or 3, and I will remove this one. If we execute this, we get this sequence. Starts at 5 and steps by 3. 5 plus 3, 8. 8 plus 3, 11. Steps by 3 and stops at 17. Because if you add 3 to this one, the next step will be 20. Because 20 is not included, it just stops at 17. So that is how the range function will work. Using range, we can create a number of list objects with varieties of sequences. Okay, these are some basics of list objects. We'll stop here. In the next class, we'll cover some methods of list objects. Okay, thanks.